Sun Tzu was a Chinese military strategist and general. He is best known as the author of The Art of War, a work on military strategy. The art of war aims at forcing the enemy to give up the fight, thanks to cunning and espionage. It is thus a question of adapting to the strategy of the opposing party, in order to gain the victory at the least cost. In this video, I invite you to discover the most beautiful quotes of Sun Tzu on strategy and leadership. Hello, my name is Richard and you are on my channel, Best Quotes. I encourage you to leave us your comments, and especially to subscribe, to be kept informed of the publication of new videos full of wisdom. According to traditional accounts, Sun Tzu was born in 544 BC. Little is known about the early years of Sun Tzu's life. He was the son of an aristocrat. He lived at the end of the spring and autumn period of the Zhou dynasty. From about 512 BC, Sun Tzu served the kingdom of Wu as an army general and strategist. His military victories prompted him to write The Art of War. In the early spring and autumn period, warfare in China followed the protocol of traditional chivalry. No state could gain an advantage over another, for each followed exactly the same protocol, and used the same tactics. Sun Tzu's work was intended to break this deadlock by outlining a clear strategy for decisive victory by all available means. The Art of War is one of the oldest treatises on military strategy in history. This work, known in Chinese as Bingfa, lists the various maneuvers and tactics of combat. It also contains strategic advice on gathering information, locating the enemy, and configuring the battlefield before going on the attack. Here is a little-known story from Sun Tzu. The king of Wu found Sun Tzu to be a good leader and wanted to test him. He summoned Sun Tzu to his palace and asked him to train 180 of his wives to be soldiers. Sun Tzu divided the wives into two groups and appointed two of them as leaders. He then gave them an order. The wives burst out laughing. Sun Tzu had the two wives executed and appointed two more wives as leaders. When he gave the next order, the wives obeyed perfectly. Now I invite you to discover the best quotes from Sun Tzu. We cannot make alliances until we know the designs of our neighbors. When the prospects are bright, put them before their eyes, but tell them nothing when the situation is dark. The worst calamities that befall an army result from hesitation. If there is unrest in the camp, the general's authority is weak. Thus, this general is skillful in attacking which the adversary knows only to defend, and he is skillful in defending which the adversary knows only to attack. Those who are skillful in moving the enemy do so by creating a situation to which he must conform. They lure him with something he is certain to take, and with baits of ostensible profit they wait for him in force. Energy can be compared to the bending of a crossbow, decision to the pulling of a trigger. When your army has crossed the border, you must burn your ships and bridges to make it clear to everyone that you have no desire to return home. Rewards for good service should not be delayed a single day. Begin by taking something that is dear to your opponent. He will then bend to your will. If his forces are united, separate them. Do not move unless you see an advantage. Do not use your troops unless there is something to be gained. Do not fight unless the position is critical. The general who advances without coveting glory and retreats without fear of disgrace, whose only thought is to protect his country and serve his sovereign well, is the jewel of the kingdom. Convince your enemy that he will gain very little by attacking you. This will diminish his enthusiasm. To fight and win all our battles is not the supreme excellence. the supreme excellence is to break the enemy's resistance without fighting. Let your plans be dark and impenetrable like the night, and when you move, let them fall like a thunderclap. To know your enemy, you must become your enemy. Treat your men as you would treat your own beloved sons, and they will follow you into the deepest valley. When the enemy is relaxed, make them work. When they are sated, starve them. When they are settled, move them. Thus, in war, the way is to avoid what is strong and strike what is weak. To win 100 victories in 100 battles is not the height of skill. To subdue the enemy without fighting is the height of skill. To appear weak when you are strong, and strong when you are weak, the supreme art of war is to subdue the enemy without fighting. Be extremely subtle until you are formless. Be extremely mysterious to the point of silence. Thus you can be the director of the opponent's destiny. Thus, the combat expert moves the enemy, and is not moved by him. Water shapes its course according to the nature of the ground on which it flows. The soldier calculates his victory according to the enemy he faces. According to legend, the art of war was Napoleon's secret weapon and key to success. Although Sun Tzu wrote this text thousands of years ago, it has nevertheless continued to inspire many world leaders throughout the last century. Thank you for watching our video on the best Sun Tzu quotes. I invite you to subscribe to be notified when our next videos are released. In the meantime, I suggest you click here to discover new inspiring quotes full of wisdom.